Before I get started with this story, let me give a shout out to Craig J for sending this story to me in Discord. And it is coming out of Fresno, California, where you have this woman right here whose name is Christina Lopez. Let's just put it this way. By the time I get through this story, it's going to be easy to see that she would never qualify to be Mother of the Year. So this woman was awarded $4.9, almost $5 million after her son's death. So it sounds like to me it was like a incident where her son was murdered maybe, and she was awarded some money. But then she took it a step further, and not in a step of the right direction, might I add. She then took some of that money and bought guns for her other son who was in a gang. If that's not backwards, I don't know what is. So let's get into the story because I'm curious to know what the details of this is. A California woman who was paid nearly $5 million in a settlement after her son was fatally shot by police officers was arrested for using the money to purchase guns for her other son and gang members. Christina Lopez, age 42 of Madera, was one of 14 people arrested in a months-long investigation into a gang whose members were allegedly involved in a fatal shooting in July, according to the Fresno County Sheriff's Office. Lopez received a $4.9 million from the city in April for the death of her 16-year-old son, Isaiah Murrieta Golding, who was shot and killed as he ran away from officers attempting to detain or arrest him in 2017. The settlement was one of the largest in the city's history. Fresno County District Attorney Lisa Smitkamp said that Lopez used funds from the settlement to purchase weapons for her 14-year-old son to distribute to his gang. Now, look at this. Both of her sons were minors. One was 16, the one who was killed, and the other one is 14, and he's in a gang, and she used the money that was paid to her in a settlement from her son's murder to pay for guns for her other son who was 14 and other gang members that he was a part of. Like I said, she does not qualify for Mother of the Year. She has continued now to take the money from her settlement that she received from the city of Fresno to buy a home where she lives, in addition to spending thousands of dollars on guns that she has in turn given to her 14-year-old son. Clearly, this family has been seasoned in this type of behavior. Lopez's attorney, Ralph Torres, claims that she is innocent and that all of the money she received from the settlement can be accounted for, the outlet reported. He told the station that she had moved out of the area to protect her kids from any further gun violence, but she's going out and she's buying them guns, and that's the weirdest thing. Her son's in a gang though. I'm not understanding the correlation. Why not just get out of the area and just let that be that? But her son is still in a gang and she's still buying guns for him and his gang buddies. Apparently, she's not trying to get from violence. She's trying to carry it with her. We have to see what they have and what type of concrete physical evidence so that we can look at, so that we can connect her, he said. Lopez faces 22 counts of gun trafficking charges, including conspiracy to provide firearms to a minor for the benefit of a street gang, child endangerment, and conspiracy to provide a firearm to a gang member. Lopez remains in jail and is expected to make her first court appearance on Tuesday, ABC 30 reported. And I'm sure by the time this video goes up, that'll already have been happened, because this was posted on October 10th. Today is Tuesday, October 12th, so it's today. By the time y'all see it, it'll be later on in the week, or probably sometime early next week, or you know what I mean. When you have a backlog, this is what happens. But yeah, that's crazy. Like, this whole story, her mindset is warped. It makes no sense. And she's 42 years old. She had one son that was killed, that was 16 back in 2017 by cops. She got a settlement from the city of almost $5 million. That's a lot of money when you think about it. I don't know if she, they said that's how much she received. I don't know if she had to pay out any other fees or anything like that. But either way, they said she moved out of the area, but she still used that money to buy guns to give to her minor son who was 14 and his gang friends, his gang affiliates. So to me, it just sounds like, she's just enabling bad behavior. And it sounds to me like her son that was killed, I wonder if he was involved in gang activity. I wonder. And what is a 14-year-old doing in a gang in the first place. Like, she had to have known that this is bad behavior, but she's enabling bad behavior. That's the thing. And you got all that money from a settlement. Granted, it's not going to bring your son back, but at the same time, you could have done something so much more worthwhile with that money. Now, what they probably going to end up doing is taking the rest of the money that has not been spent and taking it back and doing whatever with it. Or she's going to have to use it to pay for any type of legal fees that she's going to accrue, because she's going to get some. Now, mind you, she just got that money this year, and already she was using it on things that she wasn't supposed to. The only thing that she used that money for that was actually worth using it for was getting out of the area and moving into a home in a nicer spot. But all she did was carry the behavior with her from one area to the next. It's sort of like that old saying, you can take the person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person. She's a perfect example of that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.